But
What's your concept without giving like detail away? What you're thinking?
Villager gets pissed, can't find brother, going to rescue brother.
That could be anything.
Kind of civilian, doesn't have anything, like regular old NPC, then one day is like, fuck this shit, I'm not going to wait for a hero. I'm going to do this shit my own way. Ever seen Dragon's Dogma?
Character?
Nah, never mind.
Yes.
Not the Netflix show. But
Okay.
Fuck, I haven't played that game yet.
Okay. What might dictate what your character could be mechanically is maybe a story thing. What's their area where they grew up? What did they learn? Were they like a farmer, or were they like a tradesperson?
They were a fisher. They trained to fish. They are a fisherwoman.
Anybody in your family have magic?
No. I'm sorry, I'm being difficult, but no.
This is how you work it out. You gotta talk, and you let people ask questions, and then it'll bring the character forward.
Because it's kind of like someone
Somebody
else
coming up with anything?
has this.
I think Summer BRB'd and her turn's done.
Because someone else, there was this huge moment. Not a part of it. She was an NPC at the side. Her family was affected, but the other guy kind of has the story bits, the juicy bits. Like anything other, she'd be an NPC in a game.
I forgot a class, monk. You could be monk could work. I mean, that's just like a bare knuckle brawler. Like you could do that.
Also,
No,
5.5 monk is
They're
bonkers.
awesome.
I'm so excited to play Trey again.
I think I'm going to play a monk. I haven't played a monk before. I think
You don't have to take it in the like spiritually minded person. It could be that's what Roger was. He's a bare knuckle brawler, and that's why he's a monk.
Yeah, no, that fits. Let's do a monk.
Yeah, just a dude that gets up and just starts swinging.
I think I have an idea of what I want to do.
Although Rachel, I will say, I'll give a little caveat. There are ways to make a bare knuckle brawler fighter now, if you want to do fighter.
No.
What the fuck is that, Ryan?
Well, just reminding everybody that your lives have probably been heavily influenced at some point or another by the terror. And that's just a picture of it to remind you guys that there's this black, terrible, nightmarish monstrosity storm constantly roaming the world, causing all sorts of
So
problems.
it's not like a one and done. It's not like a tsunami. It's a tsunami that moves.
It's a
It's like a
tsunami
little
that's now, it's like a hurricane that's never dissipating.
Oh shit!
A fucking space creature came out. A void creature from the moon. Oh, another void creature. The void is spreading. What's Agarbar gonna do? Can we force Summer's turn to move?
I think someone can.
Evie, you're the host.
her.
Can you skip her?
Oh no.
I win.
That's why.
He had size on.
No, I was tired of it blinking in my face, to be quite frank.
SAISON. It would have been beautiful. Wait,
Oh, so good. Oh, speaking of islands, my character is going to be from an island.
Oh, a violent island?
Oh, quite
How-
violent island.
How long has it taken place since the calamity?
That is
Um,
true.
how long a period are you guys thinking you want to jump ahead?
I can live a really long time, so
100
whatever
years?
y'all need.
I'd like to. So I have an idea, for a fighter who's part of a nomadic tribe that gotten taken by the Empire. And their teachings were against his tribe teachings, and he worked for them. But now that the Empire's fall, he would go back to how it used to be, like a noblist. I want to make like a nobilistic warrior who wants knowledge,
So,
a silent barbarian type, but not an actual barbarian.
so was his original tribe kind of like very orc-like horde tribal, or like just sort of doing their own thing?
Peaceful nomadic traders.
Oh, like the Khajiit.
So, would they be possibly like an order that would help to protect travelers in order to maintain safe passage going across the perilous wastelands kind of a situation, or keeping to themselves?
I'd like to think of them as good people who maybe worshipped a deity or something that wasn't good for Empire's order or something. Just something he couldn't do while he worked, but now that he's free, he can go his own path and just be a better man and follow his tribe's teachings.
Oh, good
Still
for him.
followers of Empire, like 100 years hence.
There are some keepers of the faith, followers of the light, people very heavily in.
I could have also gotten caught in the calamity and I got out. So I'm from that time period.
Like
if you're-
notaries, Mirabelle would probably still be looking for Empire's light somewhere, or a way to bring it back, kind of a situation.
Can we make
Wait,
this
how
far
far
enough
into
in
the
the future
future
that
is
Laura
the,
is dead?
How far in the future are we playing?
I'd like to, Laura.
That's what we're deciding right now.
No.
To hate you, Laura.
Rachel, how far
Which one
after
was
the
you, Laura?
last?
That
How
was
far
Nick's
after Moonfall
cleric.
were you thinking?
Oh, that's a fucking. I fell in love.
Well, if we play like less than 5 years, 5 years or less, then we're really seeing the effects. 5 years beyond is we're building. 10 to 15 is like, shit, we survived that. I don't know.
I mean,
like
you
the
teach
idea.
history, right, Rachel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's like the average? Like, yeah, give us periods of like total devastation and then reconstruction and then thriving civilizations based on time periods after terrible occurrences.
Because it would also be the time period like after Misthaven, too, right?
Misthaven's at the same time that the apocalypse hit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Europeans. Let's see. There was the fall of Rome, then there was the Dark Ages and Middle.
They should have just picked it up. That's fine.
I think
When
how
you-
fast the society bounces back depends where they are. Like 100 years ago
Yeah.
from today, it was just after World War I and the Spanish flu, and everybody was partying in the 20s. Theoretically, we could do 100 years in the future. Everybody's really lighthearted and really doesn't give a shit about the fall of Empire.
But also, there's also a giant magical storm going around the Earth, so it could have gone back in technology and magic.
Oh my god, you know what
I
could
think
happen?
like a
Like, what
rave
if
in the
it-
desert, like a constant rave in the desert where we're all just partying and living for
Burning
today.
Man? A constant Burning Man?
Yeah,
I
basically.
want this, Ryan. I want this one shot now.
Well, what if it's like 20, 30 years in the future, things have gotten back on track, like Empire is still trying to get back on its feet, and then all of a sudden we're still hearing reports of, well, there's a roaming thing, and everyone is still alive who remembers the tragedy or the upending. So everyone's kind of like, yeah, I kind of don't want to go through that again. Ha! Kind of like that. Or maybe even 15 years where things are just starting to finally get back together, and then we're hearing this shit is still going on.
So that leaves everyone in the Misthaven campaign still alive.
Still alive, still
Because
thriving.
Rafal would be 45-ish at 15 years after this happens.
Yeah, but the Misthaven crew's already fucked around with time, and
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I know
who
that.
knows?
Would there be a
But don't worry about
possibility?
them surviving.
Would there be a possibility of us meeting the Misthaven crew, or nah?
Definite possibility, depending on how far flung into the future we're going.
Agrimar is off the planet and he can't age, so there's a severe possibility you could find him.
Oh, look at that.
No, I build characters that survive time. That's what I do.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, it's fair.
Oh, we're playing. I'm at least. I'm not really good at.
Well, do
I
we-
keep looking for things and I can't find things, and then I get frustrated, and then it just like everything I was doing just leaves my head because I get mad, and I'm trying to not do that. Oh my god, I do the same thing with Smash.
I need to play Smash. I miss Brawl. I miss Subspace Emissary.
You can come to my house, play Smash.
Yeah.
We
That
play.
sounds
We
really
play. It did. Here, let me make it better. We play Magic the Gathering on Fridays, and Super Smash Brothers is on the TV for people who don't want to play Magic. And then we play tabletop role playing on Saturday with Smash playing before the beginning of it.
Do you have Mario Kart? I'm a very average player with Smash, but I'm average when it comes to Mario Kart.
I have Mario Kart, and a couple of the guys in the group are very, very sweaty at Smash.
Good God. I
Oh.
feel like you have to be sweaty when you play Smash. Like, there's no other way to do it.
There's
Yeah, they
he
beat the
he
shit
just
out of
juggles you. You never win
don't-
any trades, and he juggles you, and then he just throws you off the map, and when you go to grab the ledge, he just spikes you.
Yeah, I barely learned. I'm barely using dodge, Jeremy, and I played melee. I still don't know how to dodge.
No, if you don't perfect dodge the grabs, they'll just combo you.
Yeah, no.
I just break out into a moist sweat and never really do anything other than get pummeled.
I hate sweating when I'm playing fighting games because as I'm trying so hard and then I put down the controller, I'm like, oh, there's liquid on it. Gross.
No.
Okay, sorry to change the subject. If it occurred like, oh God, what was it? If it occurred, I'm trying to think. If the calamity whatever occurred, I don't know, 10 years, people are still building, and that's just one more agony on top of more shit. But like, oh, hold on. It would probably take a long time for the government to actually do that. So more than likely, how is the government situation going on?
So
Have
it's
we
a world
fragmented-
thing too. It's not
There
just
is
one
no
government.
overarching government structure
Okay,
in this
so
world.
empire has fallen. So now is it like a feudal situation with feudal lords?
I think
Like, what's
Empire
happening?
survived, but the rest of the world's fucked.
Empire's dead. Unless you're talking about the Empire. Like the people are still out and about in the world after the apocalypse.
Governmental system.
How drunk was I when you gave that epilogue, right? Because I don't
There
remember
are-
that happening.
Empire basically got split in half by the extra dimensional gate that Thravash was conjuring open.
Oh,
and through
God.
that gate, he conjured the storm that has been.
I have to rewatch the end of that episode.
Right.
So now there's wandering war bosses. There's like orc queens, goblin kings,
It's
So
like
there's
a
no
Mad
central
Max
government.
style wasteland, right?
flying pirate sky raiders, corpse legion, a blighted court, a cult of unbound elements.
Well, could
Kind of like a reset before civilization. Like there are civilizations, but the world itself is reset.
But the maps themselves have been changed, and the world is different, so people don't know where things used to be anymore.
So we're ruling on city states. This isn't there are no empires, there are just city states.
Yes.
But like
Okay.
magical wasteland
The
cities?
biggest kind of empires are like the Mongolian might stirring up forces and just wiping out what's in its way kind of thing. That's the best kind
Dick.
of empire that the world has.
Praise the Emperor!
So, okay. So if we play like immediately out of the tragedy, like let's say 1 to 5, 10,
I
15.
mean, considering how chaotic it got, it could still be, decades before civilization
Yeah.
recovers if there's this much chaos, right?
I mean, like,
I mean,
'cause-
it would be beyond what the fall of the Roman Empire did to Europe. This is beyond that. This is Pompeii levels. Like
yeah, there's a constant hurricane that keeps swooping back around, so you can't really build up a solitary location.
It's like it all but destroyed the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs being everyone who lives
I've been
there.
watching a lot of Ancient Apocalypse. I don't know if you guys seen this on Netflix.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were about to say Ancient Aliens. And
I watched that one too, and it's got some good stuff. No, Ancient Apocalypse is saying that like history shows that people were more advanced before the last ice age.
yeah.
And then it's like,
Very much kind of a similar thing.
yeah, so like we were civilized and then we had to go to hunter-gatherers, but there were survivors before the... So it depends on if we want to be a generation after
There
or...
are fluctuating ages. There are ages of light, peace, and prosperity, and then ages of darkness and war and bad things happening.
Well,
Last campaign, that was like a lighter campaign. This campaign, it's less so.
So are we in a lighter
I kind of like the gritty.
civilization or no?
We're in a dark age now.
Okay, so
I'd like
the
the
fall
Mad
of
Max.
the Empire until the next like beacon of hope emerges.
So would would we as a party like want to go around and say like, hey, maybe a secondary goal, not really something that we're achieving if we want to go through it, is trying to form, a goddamn civilization so that way this shit isn't happening.
That can absolutely be a hook for your character if you want it to.
Yeah, and whoever pointed out Mad Max, I think it was Evie. Did you point out Mad Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me that Mad Max vibes because we don't ever see what happens past Mad Max, like past the reset. But they're making civilization after a reset, right? So we could be in that Mad Max period where we're assisting the development of civilization as we go along. And clearly there's big threats that have to be quelled in order for civilization to be able to root itself and grow and thrive.
Because what's going to be one of the big like world factors in this campaign is that the storm stops at like the start of this campaign. So for whatever reason, the hurricane stops moving across the world and it's just stationary.
Can we have character backstory plots that involve us stopping said storm?
If
Like
you want to be around or nearby the events of what stopped the storm,
No, I meant like stopping, like as a, because like
Like a
what's the
final
major
army
campaign
push.
goal to like magically stop the storm of magic? Is there a way to stop this storm, or is this an environmental that will be in the world at all times?
that is entirely up to your character. Is your character motivated to stopping this storm and doing whatever it might take to stop something this horrible from continuing to spread? Or are they more concerned about like earning a coin or two and continuing about their business?
I want to play a neutral good character who wants to help. So his main goal would be trying to help the people, and if he could figure out a way to stop the storm. I also want to play a fighter who, like, his main goal is to travel and gain knowledge and to learn. So
I just had a really big throwback image pop into my head. It reminds me a lot of like RTS games, right? You start on the map, you have a small little hovel of people, and you go out, you find a place that's habitable, and then you build civilization. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of want to do like if my character was like from a Fallout type situation, like uh
Yeah,
like like we had been holed up underground for like however long.
all these individual pockets that have survived the apocalypse are now starting to emerge and starting to make contact with each other. Meanwhile, there's all the horrible things still out there in the wastelands, all these war bosses and troops meandering this way and that, all sorts of nightmarish monsters. Like, it's not a friendly place to travel, but like, if you want goodness to survive, you're gonna have to make contact with other people.
I want to be a
Well,
bunker
then how
baby.
long? How long would that be? Would we agree? Like, because how
Call it an
long is a
even
generation?
100, because that's like
100-year
an
storm?
elven generation.
And then we could say a century when we
A
talk about it.
century storm?
Yeah.
I like 100 years because that allows
It's
my
been
character
raging for
to
100
be
years.
100
my
years
character.
ago,
Good.
good even number.
Yeah, I think my character is going to be alive for before, during, and after. They're a survivor.
So, can we make characters who maybe like, do you want us to make nobodies, or do you want us to make like level 3 to 5 characters who like have their name known? And
I
because
think
I
they're
like,
going to be starting as nobodies.
okay,
I like the idea that every experience we have is something we've earned in the game, like earned like in
Together.
Does the wall mess with some timey-wimey shit? Like you go through it, could you just be pooped out of a time period?
For some people, sure.
Okay.
It's a collection of randomness, basically. It's a chaos storm of infinite possibilities.
So in this chaos storm, how do we all come to meet each other and be motivated to like travel together and do things together?
So I assume something has
Oh, there was
brought your
kidnapped by a
character to
dragon.
Westvale, the village of Westvale, in order to help out. Like, word has
I
spread
just
about goblins that are
okay.
starting to focus about Westvale.
I don't know.
Jeremy, mute
Jeremy doesn't
yourself.
know, though.
Oh.
So we find a point of civilization where we're all a call to action has been placed.
Yeah, it might be the closest point of light to your character where you emerge from whatever situation you're emerging from. You might have survived one of these war bosses out in the plains, and this is the first civilization that looks like it's not just full of murderers and cannibals or something.
A place where heroes are born.
And so we go
How
there
weird
maybe
would
looking
this
for someone
be?
or trying to help or whatever. Yeah.
It's a town that is banding together in order to fight goblins that are starting to band together nearby in their camp.
It's Fallout, right? It's your first town you get to in any Fallout game. It's people that are just trying to survive.
And the local goblin lord, Greasefoot Godrod.
Oh, Greasefoot Godrod.
He sounds peaceful.
What a hell of a name.
Did his mama give him that name or?
He gave himself that name.
What's his actual name?
You are welcome to ask him.
Bob? Bob!
Bob. Bob the Hobgob.
Bob the Hobgoblin.
With the God bod.
With the God bat. What do you think he's been doing since Pirates? He's been working out.
Well, he
Get some
did.
squats
He
in.
was kind of shanghaied into joining the crew. That seems to happen to a lot of our crew in Pirates. Penal is a straight up villain. Good God.
Right.
Okay. Okay. How close is the village to the sea? Is it completely landlocked? Is it kind of close?
Well, let me see if I can pull up the world map.
Sorry if I made things up.
That's a good point, Rachel, because I'm coming from an island as well.
Coming from the sea, from the coast.
But it
Maybe
depends, right? Like if there's say like a year after the storm stopped and we made landfall, you could get there from sea at any time, right?
Yeah.
maybe your island used to be an island, but because the whole world got reconfigured, now it's like California.
Maybe.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. I remember what I was going to say. This is like the 100 Years. This is like the Calamity in Breath of the Wild.
A little bit, yeah.
Wait, so
It's
this is a
also like the
medieval.
Void Century in One Piece that I was alluding to in my campaign.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, there was a
It's the gap.
kingdom that was smoten 100 years ago, and it was stricken from history.
Oh, God.
The
Well, we
gap
also know what else
century.
was smoked from history.
Your love life.
All right, so this is the world map as the players
What?
might understand it. The characters, however, are not privy to such wonderful, beautiful things, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
the geographic scale of the world has changed.
Perhaps if we had a cartographer that could make such a map on our journeys.
You are definitely welcome to sell the maps of your travels, and people are definitely willing to pay money for like accurate maps.
It looks like
As
the
a result.
Americas.
A little bit. So I was thinking roughly, if you're looking at this as the Americas, roughly Arizona-ish.
Okay,
Like
that's
just to the southeast of that kind of pink-treed island, like about an inch or two into that fjord area.
Slightly arid desert.
Yeah, where some of the like browner trees and flatter rock tops.
North of that very, very beige plains area.
Yeah. West Vale is somewhere in that valley.
okay.
We're gonna do these tomorrow? No, this has to be done for tomorrow. So let's get these
And
done.
I can send a list of different like war boss entities. And if you'd like to individually DM me which ones might pique your character's interest, and I can give you details about those ones separately. Because not everyone knows about all the things going on.
Nope. Just the ones that affect me.
I have a quick question.
What's up?
Do you want us? Oh, excuse me. Do you want us to make like completely new characters, or is the option to use our previous Moonfall characters a thing?
If you'd like to use your previous Moonfall character, you are welcome. It might take you a little bit longer to like level up, or we might like drop you down a level to be even with the party or something. But because the Chaos Storm is infinite possibilities, one such possibility could have been a wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing where you went in through the storm in one year and popped out at another.
Ooh,
That means this is
okay.
Well,
Something to
I
think
like the
about.
100 Years. It's just the downside is
Washington.
some Misthaven characters are dead.
This says
Unless they had reason to go into the storm.
this in the
Yeah,
green.
that is
Remember?
true. Did it ever spread over to Misthaven, or did it just kind of stir up around Averston?
It was worldwide.
Oh shit. Well, okay. Well, there we go. There's our timey-wimey shit. There's our Deus Ex Machina.
There we go. Kevin survives.
I just need her to have a good. I just need her to have a good ending, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Mm-hmm. That sounds very uncomfortable. Why?
I mean, who knows what is going to be written on her tomb?
You know, that's right. She did murder people.
Number 5. The capital is named Mount
One for
Vernon
no fucking reason.
in honor
I
of
think
Washington.
murder is the least of her worries
What
in
else
her
did
list
she
of
do?
crimes.
What else did she do? What else did she do?
The United States formed a new capital.
There was arson, but it was against like
Yeah, I was gonna
people.
say arson.
That doesn't count.
uh, Terrorism, perhaps.
How was it terrorism?
I mean, okay. So my thought process, right?
What
Mhm.
murder?
Lord Montaigne Jaeger was an asshole, but
Yeah.
he was in a position of power when you torched his home.
Very
That
much
was just
so.
revenge. That was arson.
And he owned half the city.
Politically motivated. It was just strictly it was strictly revenge. What about Agrimar? Huh?
That was the first step in the revolution.
We've all committed crimes. Let's be real. In
Yeah.
D&D, not in real life.
I mean, I regularly speed, so you know.
On
I
that
know what you're talking about, Mr.
map, are
Mr.
you saying the storm stopped in Arizona too?
No, the storm is going to have been stopped further south. Where did I put it? About kind of where the deserty sands end.
Okay.
Like just along the line of that almost yellowy brownish jungle looking maybe section.
Good God.
The storm is blocking travel south that direction.
And what did you say that little pink island was?
You don't know.
Oh.
But it used to be a beautifully gorgeous Sylvan Elven kingdom at some point in time.
Ooh,
100
how is
years
it
ago or
now?
so.
Where would Delamar's jungle be on this map? Is it on this map?
You tell me. What looks like Delamar's style of jungle.
That misty region by the volcano in the south
Mm-hmm.
of Forest?
Wait, Delamar was from Averston?
Well, the entire world got wibble wobbled.
Wait, was Delamar from Averston?
He's from a jungle on the other side of the world. That's all we really.
What characters were actually born on the continent of Misthaven?
Rafal?
Is Rafal the only one? Geez, no wonder why I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, like, let's make a city-centric campaign where nobody cares about the city.
Well, Rafal cared about the city. We cared about Rafal, so.
Right.
But I mean, again, should have let that shit burn. Would have gone. I did like Misthaven.
Is Misthaven on this map?
No, it would be too far to the east.
Dang.
Ah.
What a fucking history swap, you know?
Can my guy have been one of the shock troopers during the Empire fight? Or are those guys dead?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
One of the
so I saw.
survivors of that
Yeah.
fucking ripped up into the storm. Basically, like in Astartes kind of a thing. Where you got
What?
pulled into the warp and ended up somewhere, and it's not where you got pulled in, but this is where you are now.
What? No, right. Come on. Yes. I like the idea of the tribes, like one of the things helping people travel Because if I could, I'd like him, like, first session, him showing up to town, leading people there.
Oh, so you're like the Han Dynasty on the Silk Road. I think that's the Han Dynasty. God, I don't know. I should know this. No, it is the Han Dynasty or the Mongols.
Mongols.
It was the Mongols.
So my guy's inspired by a guy who's inspired by the Mongols.
I think it was the Mongols who regularly patrolled the Silk Road, and when they kind of disappeared right around the Romans, that's when everything kind of went to shit.
So clerics devout to the emperor, do they get spells? Is he still a god?
You could still have beads.
Okay.
Beads of valor.
Ooh, yeah. But not like my character's still worshiping. Because I want my character to be a good guy who does step away and finds his own path. But I was just wondering, like, if you made a cleric devout to the emperor, could you still? The Fellowship of the Scott Path.
Well, Jeremy, I don't know about Ryan. I'm not going to speak for Ryan, but I made a cleric that was basically their own god.
It has
That's
happened before.
You just accidentally fall into it, man. Happens.
I just wanted to say if the emperor is a god, and he won't.
Well, I mean, you could be
fair.
devoted to the idea of empire, and that way he never truly dies.
No, I want my guy to step away from empire. That I want that to be part of his.
Think you're better than Empire?
Yes, or wiser. That's why he wants to be a wise leader. That's why he wants knowledge.
Not just to boost his wisdom stat.
Maybe both. Why not both? What's
Maybe.
wrong with both? Am I such a bad guy? I may be, but he's not.
All right, so I put my kid to bed. What did I miss? I was gone for like 5-10 minutes.
Oh, we talked about
I,
our crushes, our feelings, all that jazz. We really
I
opened
posted
up.
a world map onto the Discord.
Got the world map.
If oh jeez, I just need to.
Okay, I got the world map. I got the looks like groups
It's a list
of villains.
different war bosses, basically.
Yeah, war bosses. Okay.
So pick 2 that are of interest to you, and DM me those 2, and I'll give you some more details about them. That way, everybody has some things to share if they want.
I like pirates. Rachel, are you still seafaring and all that good stuff?
Yes.
You want to do co-pirate hating people?
Yes, she'll hate the pirates, but Ryan, is there any one of those that has to do or like follows a dragon?
Oh shit.
Well, what kind of dragon you talking about here?
A dick.
They're very much. What did I put as his
I was
name?
trying to think of a clever metal that was close to that, but I couldn't come up with anything.
Oh, what is your name? There is a dragon that has moved in nearby to Westvale.
Mm-hmm.
That is also part of the reason why some goblins are being displaced and gathering together as well.
Will it be something that the party could reasonably get rid of at this point in time?
Potentially, depending on the details that you include in your backstory, I guess. How ferocious a dragon were you traumatized by?
We talking a
A little Drake.
city-eating dragon? Are we talking a village-eating dragon? A sheep-eating dragon?
You're scaling a mountain, it starts rising, dragon.
Are we talking a lizard that casts a long shadow?
Dragon. Well, the thing is, like, the dragon kidnaps like a large portion of the village along with her brother. So it kind of, yeah.
So it'd be an intelligent dragon. What do you think the dragon might do with those people, just in case? Is it food? Is it labor force? What do you think?
Food and labor force.
Sorry, what color
Ryan,
is dragon?
I'm making red. I don't know. I'm basing it off of Dragon's Dogma because I got really bored, and then I'm like, let's make up a story in my head as I'm avoiding doing work.
Oh my god, you don't even know. I went down a whole wiki for my character's backstory. I went deep.
How deep?
Have you ever heard of Bionicle?
The Legos?
That's
The
pretty
Legos.
deep.
I've heard
We've
of
only
Bionicle.
touched the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds like a moderate to higher level, like a good arc boss.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
that.
sorry, Ryan. I'm causing a lot of trouble for you.
No, you're making a character that he can use to tease out juicy story bits, Rachel.
Sorry. I'm just having to use a touchpad to try and edit this photo that I'm now posting to Discord, but for the sake of giving a little bit more context, like
Purple
Westvale is somewhere in that purplish area. That purplish area is probably the extent of like the known area to the people of Westvale. Like they don't really know much beyond what's happening in their immediate hunting grounds. That large black wall that is kind of just bisecting this continent is the terror, that big black cloud storm that has just stopped.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Recently.
So it stopped moving or it finally died?
For the past 100 years, it has been constantly roaming like a hurricane nonstop, always storming across every surface of the known world and changing it somehow. A couple of days ago, whether it is known to your character or not, that storm halted. It just stopped proceeding.
That's weird.
It is weird. But it's also the reason why people haven't been able to like make cities happen.
We're just able, like if it stays still, we might be able to, make civilization start. And then based on what we know of the map, so we're like in this like canyon area trying to find shelter. Do we expect threats to be coming from the north, like from the plains and stuff?
There are all the number of war bosses posted above that have harassed people in this area. It is not a safe space by any means, but the people of Westvale are banding together specifically because the number of goblin camps have started banding together.
Right, strength in numbers. So we've all coalesced in this canyon trying to survive.
The people of Westvale are willing to give it a shot, trying to make a go at making a town. But if they get wiped out by goblins before that can happen, that's not going to spell well for the next people that want to try and argue for starting.
We're not going to let that happen, right, guys? Come on, be heroes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, is that the decision? Are we going to be heroes?
I think we kind of, at the very least, have to try to be. We don't necessarily have to be heroes. We can be anti-heroes, but I think If this is Mad Max, you're either part of the problem or part of the solution, the way I see it.
So is
Are we
being part of the
accidental
problem, like,
heroes
something
that
Marvel decided not to
actually
do?
that stumble upon, like, we're at a tavern one day and everyone's like, ah, shit, those are the guys who solve problems. We're like, actually, we're just kind of selfish. Okay, I suppose. Kind of like Arrow season 1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could either do Arrow season 1 or Arrow season 8, however you feel.
I only got to season 3. I wanted
Yeah,
Dexter to
it kind of
so
sucked
bad.
after that.
Did she ever die? She never stopped complaining.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll put it this way. My character is good. They're not like evil and like out to get, profit. They're going to try to do right by people for the better of everyone.
Oh, speaking of profit, what is the currency situation looking like? Is gold still a thing?
Is it bottle caps?
Gold is still a thing because it's what most people are familiar with. As like
Okay.
yeah.
I would like to make a hero. I like playing heroes.
I don't mind doing terrible things to terrible people, but I want to be on the
I
good
don't
side.
mind that. I also like when heroes have to make a tough choice.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah. And they're traumatized by their situation.
yeah, and I also don't mind party conflict with heroes.
What would the bottle cap equivalent be in this world?
Oh, for inspiration bottle cap? Or are you talking about
Ocean
money?
forks.
Or like another possible means of currency instead of the old ways.
Well, there's the gold standard.
Well,
What about
that's a good
vetoes?
question, Ryan. What was something that was commonplace that was like gutter trash that is now turned because the banks aren't backing gold and gold is not helpful in making weapons and things of that nature?
Right, that's what I was just asking. What's the
What if
fantasy
it's
equivalent of a bottle cap?
arrowheads? No, that's useful. So it can't be mass produced. It has to be a finite resource.
Something naturally occurring.
I don't think it can be naturally occurring because bottle caps, like I'm sorry if I'm.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to think, like, I don't think anybody was making Coke bottles in fantasy types.
No, yeah. So, like, it can't be something fragile. It has to be something that can carry on. There's ants. What about beads?
Beads of Valor.
Yeah,
Very
What?
potentially, yeah.
Oh, I mean, if we're close to where Empire was, everyone had abacuses. What if it's abacus beads, right? It's not just black and white beads, but it's beads of many shades that are now scattered because all the abacuses are destroyed.
But why are they valuable now? Like, can you
Why
use
were
them
bottle
now?
caps valuable in Fallout? It's just because
Maybe
that's what they decided.
maybe
It's
they
a
hold a little.
metal that you can melt down and use for other things.
Bottle caps?
Sure.
Maybe they hold a little bit of Empire's essence.
that's true. That's how you can decide against them. Like, oh, what if, like, you
Oh,
get
we
enough
could also
beads
do
and they kind of glow.
values. We could also do
Yeah,
values. So like beads with more essence, can
You could go
cost
spiritual with
more.
it. Go spiritual
So
with it,
what
or
if
maybe they
the
were stamped.
Or
military system is a follower of Empire?
what if it's as simple as
We had before.
yeah. If you guys
uh
want pockets of people where basically the empire still exists, that can happen. And they run on the same beads of valor kind of system.
It could be like pre-war
And that's
money in
why, like,
Fallout.
there's still a currency involved for those locations specifically, but outside of those locations, it's just a worthless material.
Summer had something, then she went dark.
oh, sorry, I was just waiting.
Do it. Say it loud and proud.
What if if we use beads, right, as like a currency rather than gold or something? What if it was as simple as that's something everybody has? Everyone in Averson, has, an abacus and beads. So everyone
Mhm.
has currency at that point.
I like it. Because, like, at the point when the banks of gold went dark from the apocalypse, all people had to rely on was their beads. And because they were only given out for valorous acts, only people of valor earned the good beads.
What if there wasn't currency? This is just, hypothetically. What if there wasn't currency and there was only trade? You had to trade something that you had for something else.
Well, what if that's
No
what
fall
if
of
that
any empire is their currency more valuable after they fall. That just doesn't make sense.
Right.
But if the
Yeah, 'cause
people
what
are
if
like locked inside of a bunker kind of a situation, I could
Say that
understand why they
Fallout
would
person that you wanted to
hold
play.
well, what
their
if okay?
currencies.
Well, what
Say
if
fuck you,
in
it's a new
some
world order, bitch.
situations there is
Which
the
is why
beads of
you wouldn't
valor,
buy
but
into the
those
bead
are the ones
from
that
outside.
haven't, been attacked as long. Trading and bartering situations, Lucas, could be the ones that are just constantly under threat and are just like
Oh yeah,
not
there might be places that are set up and have their own economy, right? But what if, in per town there's
Night,
an
man.
economy?
night band. Because
Night,
I
everybody.
really
Night, man.
sorry if I'm hijacking this conversation or your world
We're
building,
good.
Ryan. But I like the idea, like, we go into a town and then all of a sudden our money's kind of like, well, we don't accept that there. That's kind of piece of shit. Actually, those eras look nice. If you wanna trade something, you gotta give me something in return.
I mean, there are definitely groups like the orc war tribes that would probably value weaponry and better gear over gold.
I really like that idea. I love it. I fucking love this. Ah, shit.
Maybe in a post-apocalyptic world, the things that are most valuable are like seeds, like Mad Max. And so, because you can't really rebuild without seeds.
Or like, I don't know if anybody else has seen Waterworld. Anything from the past is worth some form of value. Any history, dirt. Not in this case dirt, but an equivalent.
Anything that needs to sit still in order to like exist or grow.
Clean water.
Yeah, clean. Well, I mean, if this is a global devastation that's just stopped, yeah, anything that could spark civilization would be worth
Like,
anything.
if you happen to have like a potted tree, that would be worth like, a week's rations or something.
Shreves is as good as gold.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my god, wait, is Shreve's okay?
He's a
You don't-
plant. I'm sure he's fine.
We don't know that.
He's probably like an ent now. It's at the time jump. So maybe Ryan, to start, to make it easy on the party, we all start with precious metals as our currency. But moving to different towns, we might have to trade either services or goods for other goods or services.
Makes sense.
I always like the idea of like something is worth a lot more here than it would be on the other side. Like
Mhm.
precious metals might be worth something worthwhile in a town full of blacksmiths, whereas like
Mhm.
precious metals are worth nothing in a town right next to a mine
A
because they're literally
non-standardized market economy.
Maybe it's
yeah.
like if you can change your money before you get there, it's better because once you get there, it's like as soon as you walk out of customs in an airport in a new country, that money changer is always going to charge you more than any other money changer because of convenience.
Well,
And also
that brings into intelligence, right? Like if we say we secure a place, okay, it's safe and whatever. We have to go to another place for a person or whatever. Having a runner or a, Wells Fargo-esque person that has been there and come back and has given us intelligence, that gives us, the opportunity to gather intelligence before we go and then try to gather things along the way that are beneficial in the next town.
Like if you're looking for just intel, there is a guild available that is kind of like a Pathfinders-esque guild, and that's the Fellowship of the Forgotten Paths. The ones that remember where the roads used to be, the different tradesmen whose families had stories about the different routes between mountains and valleys or whatever, that they have a rough idea of how you're supposed to get from A to B, even if the terrain has changed. They know the old stories of the old roads.
Is that a faction I could be a part of?
Absolutely.
Because that sounds like right up my character's alley.
I think that's the first one I listed.
Well, I thought they were antagonistic.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You could have absolutely have been a member of one and worked for them. Because I'm sure that the orc raiding tribe doesn't consider themselves antagonistic in the least.
It depends on what civilization you're in, right? Like if you're in a highly civilized area, these Robin Hood people that are stealing and stuff is, deemed evil. But if you're in a poor town and these Robin Hood people are providing stuff for the town, then they're heroes. So it just depends on your location.
God, I love this world building shit.
I like that. That gives us a reason to interact with the people of the town before we get to the next town. Just like getting some intel, some information, moving from town to town. Now, why we move from town to town, I think that's individual character goals and stories for that.
I was debating doing maybe like a Zelda or like a Assassin's Creed style thing of just having guard towers all over the fucking world full of the Fellowship guys. And so if you guys want to find out what's happening around the area, you could always just check out one of those towers.
Mini quest hubs, Ryan. I love that.
Yeah. And that way, maybe sometimes you have to recover a tower to help them out.
That would like give us, yeah, and that would give us like a an in to the next area we're going to. Is like we get to this place and they're like, hey guys, we need you to go clear out, X goblin camp or whatever. And we come back and they're like, if you're going to X town, we can give you this. Ryan, you saw The Mandalorian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that. He's like, oh, I want this currency. And the guy's like, well, I'll give it to you, but it's not as worth as much as this currency. Right. Mm-hmm. He's like old Empire currency versus, New Republic credits or whatever. Yeah. So it's like, we can go to the tower and it's like, we'll do the job for you. And if we go backwards, we're going to get more money. But if we go forward, at least we have something to trade.
Yeah, the Fellowship's the kind of guys that anybody would be able to go to hire on for bodyguards traveling between locations. They're there to help out with all the common problems between. They're not there to take sides, though.
Oh, so this is like the horse stalls or the horse thing in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, right?
I think so, yeah.
Like a neutral faction.
Yeah.
I love that idea. I love the idea of going up and it's like, okay, we gotta clear a good trade route from our little West Vale to the next town, so that way we can grow everyone. But we have to go through the Fellowship in order to make a clear path.
Are there any large cities left, or are these just kind of like small, medium-sized villages that are left?
No big cities that you're aware of.
Okay.
Maybe beyond the Vale.
Who knows?
Who knows?
You don't.
Has there been any contact in the 100 years through all that chaos with any other lands beyond the sea? Not just Misthaven?
I don't believe so. Not within your sect of the world.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Then
my
you're not from
island
a
was
like a
relatively
troop
isolated.
of well-connected people, are you, Rachel? Like a
What?
rookery?
What'd you say?
Does your
Are
farmer have access to mass communications?
Yeah, how widespread are your connections? Are you getting messengers from overseas to your people for some reason?
No, she's at a small fishing village. No.
So
Then no,
small
I
town
don't
girl.
think you are aware of what's going on the other side of the world just yet.
Yeah, living in a lonely world.
Yeah, it's very, very isolated. You know, how liberating.
I kind of like the idea of having to like in a video game where you have to go through the map and it explores and the fog of war slowly goes away because you just don't know what's beyond. Because we don't know if this magical storm has moved entire countries to different parts of the world or not, right? Because with time, there's people coming from 20 years ago, 100 years ago, and it's like, oh, I was only gone for 5 minutes, and it's like, what? And we don't know. Like and I think that's where people with knowledge and people that can find knowledge are going to be like key players in the going forward times.
Oh, Ryan, we're not hijacking anything, right? Just want to do a general check-in.
No, not at all. Like, part of the reason that I'm like giving the players the map is so that if there's any particular region or environment you guys are wanting to try and check out for any sort of reason, we can just force the characters in that direction, even though, because like, I don't necessarily have all of the towers and roads and inns and taverns filled out between here to from one ocean to the other. Like, I will definitely be making those as we go along. And so doing a style of like a points of light campaign also kind of helps me fill it out as we go. It's like that way I can focus on like what you guys are interested as a party and like fill that out to build into kind of a situation.
Okay.
Kind of like Misthaven did.
But we only stayed in one city.
But it worked out because we
It
got
did.
to fill out the city.
Well, we did go to that one other village city for like 10 minutes.
I really remember us digging a giant ass hole and putting a tent over it. That was the biggest.
So we have currency, traveling factions.
So things to think about and have in mind is like, what are some of your characters' goals and ambitions to have that I can help work them through? Or we can work through together.
Just curious, did anyone else use the A Life Well Lived to roll their character that they're thinking about?
No.
Okay.
No, but I
mean-
might take some things. I like the making connection with other party members thing.
Yeah, I haven't quite done that with this character, so I was thinking about rolling some and see if someone wants a connection.
What were you saying, Summer?
I was gonna say, technically, yes, because I kind of just planned on using Seneca again because I have no creative juices for another character.
Oh, come on,
Kind of
Summer.
awesome.
You got so
I
many
really
juices.
don't.
I'm struggling to
It's
come up with a
hard.
storyline I feel excited about, like for a character anyway.
I have to say, like, before this, I was creatively a bit like in the same region as Summer. The character that I was thinking of playing was kind of a joke, and it took like a bit of, okay, let's sit down, let's think about this before I came up with the character that I have right now.
You could also just randomly roll it all up.
That is true.
See what happens.
True, D&D Beyond does allow that.
Yeah. Or another life well lived character and just see if it works. I mean, I made this character before Bliss, before Helm. This character was made so long ago.
But Summer, if you want, I think Seneca could have a pretty fun tie-in with the Seven Sisters of Sin if you want to play into her.
That is exactly what I was thinking, Ryan. It's like you
Oh,
read my
nice.
mind.
Because it shouldn't spoil anything by sharing this with you guys, but
Oh, is there a lore drop? Lore drop.
why not?
'Cause I figure that someone like Seneca, assuming that she got sucked up by the storm and then spat out, like 100 years later,
Mm-hmm.
being a warlock and also knowing what the world was like before the storm would be very valuable to some type of coven.
Oh, that would be cool.
Um,
Oh, I don't know if her patron would be alive though.
Oh shit. Okay, there we go.
Nice helmet, Rachel.
Thank you. I'm still working on improving it. And again, this is a helmet that I cannot wear during a game.
Oh, you're still prototyping?
This is still my prototype. I'm going to replace the yellow lines with black. And I'm going to go to my coworker tomorrow in the art room and ask what kind of paint I should use.
you have to put some sort of like a sealant on there so it doesn't get just like rubbed
Yeah.
off.
At least 3 layers of clear coat.
Yeah.
On that.
But I'm wondering if I can do this with spray paint, but if I do, then I just have to get stencils of the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably buy a sticker sheet from like Home Depot or Lowe's for like mailbox numbers and take the background off and put that on the on your helmet and use that.
Because I'm thinking that my helmet is going to be red. I'm going to use masking tape to start to make the triangles. Just going to be a bitch and a half. I stencil that, put in the numbers, spray paint that shit, and boom bada bing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just really invested in this when I should be invested in preparing stuff for tomorrow.
I'm just trying to figure out where I put the Life Well Lived book on my computer because I think I just went through and cleared out a bunch of crap and I think it's gone.
Can my guy popped out like 10 years before the story starts
Sure.
to like get a lay of the land and also um pretty much start a new life
Mm-hmm.
and
And
not
that will work
immediately
with
come
it.
out like, what's going on? I live this way, but more so learning the people.
Yeah, definitely. Can imagine a number of people have been displaced because of the storm.
Really fucking enjoying this. I get why people do shit like this.
Oh, damn it, Ryan. That's a good idea too.
Oh, secret whispers.
It could happen, right?
It could happen. I mean, that's how like Greek mythology works. Is that the Greek gods are still technically alive as some, but as long as someone
As long
believes in
as
them.
somebody believes.
I'll have to think about that.
So, Summer, you're thinking Seneca?
Oh, I'm definitely going Seneca. Just for patron matters to decide.
It's a big commitment.
I mean, she already sold her soul once. Would it be worth it to sell it again?
Probably.
I mean, if Voldemort could split his soul like
Oh,
7 different ways, why not you? There we go. Okay, do.
Jeremy, are you still feeling paladin?
I'm going fighter.
Huh? Fighter. Okay.
Lucas, where on the
Yeah.
Goblin Notebook page am I looking for your backstory?
It's not on the Goblin Notebook. It's on the Google Doc.
Nah.
My Goblin Notebook is it's just the island and the inhabitants and their leaders.
I just realized I could open that on this laptop now. All right, which one am I looking for?
Should be a Google Doc and it should be under Briarios.
Briarios?
Yeah. I think I have that link to you.
Broadbottom?
Yep. Old Triple B.
A honey bunches of oats. You can breathe between mouthfuls. Okay.
Technically true.
I have to pay rent today.
Probably should learn to spell on my own document.
Now, Lucas, I assume most of these on the document are just your backup characters.
All the family members?
Yep.
Maybe. Half of them are dead.
Womp womp. Oh.
So
It
what
informs
did you
my
do with
character,
them?
Rachel.
So Lucas, I want to know what you guys did with their bodies whenever they tried to go north.
Oh. I think if we were able to settle in Westvale, I think a makeshift cemetery that would have been our new home.
Everybody's settling?
Oh
Or are you on your
shit!
lonesome taking the journey to settle there?
I would say I'm on my lonesome. The rest of the broad bottoms I'm relatively estranged from.
Wait, the broad bottoms.
Yeah.
Like long bottom, I like it.
Better than wide bottoms.
Or the fat asses. Sorry, I just.
Just wait till you see my character original.
Oh my god.
I got the fucking Pixar mom vibes going on.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. I feel like it's time. I'll throw a pickup. There you go, Rachel. Put it in character showcase for you.
Oh, hold on.
Oh my. Oh my.
Whoa now.
It's close enough. That's a wide bottom.
That's a broad bottom.
Out of curiosity, is the Corpse Legion, like similar to like the Whites in Game of Thrones?
Very much so.
Ah, just kind of aimlessly going north for some reason.
For some reason.
Ooh,
So, like,
mystery.
people are aware that they're going north. If they're all going north, that means they're amassing in the north for something.
Oh no, summer.
Ooh.
So it's referred to as the Corpse Legion because nobody knows how many corpses are up there. Some legion of them.
I like it. Okay, I'm done. I'm
Are they
done with my
going
helmet.
north, or are they in the north?
Whenever somebody dies, their body rises and goes north.
It goes
Oh,
north,
cool.
and they
Like
live in
even people that
there.
You don't know.
have been long dead, or like
Like
is
some
this like a
crypts,
new phenomenon?
sometimes whenever the terror made its way across crypts and burial sites, the disturbed undead would rise up and then proceed north.
Huh.
But until somebody goes to investigate it, nobody knows why.
And that's like up in that snowy region up there, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cold. Dead people can't move in the cold. The Walking Dead said so.
Exactly.
Are
The
people
Zombie
afraid of
Survival
the
Guide
zombies
by
that
Marge
go
Brooks
north?
also says
Like if you're in
Are
their
they
way,
violent?
they can be.
So it's kind of the policy just let them go when they come.
So long as, like, basically Walking
Hmm.
Dead style, less Korean zombie style, running full speed at you. Because that would
Well,
be
more
terrifying.
like, is there a
Nightmare
reason
fuel.
for anybody to be afraid of them? Like, is it more like kind of benign corpses that are just like magnetized north, or are they fighters and killers?
They don't maintain the same skill set upon their deaths,
Right.
but they are still like holding weapons. Some of them maintain some abilities of their former selves. Some are raised up as like whites or
So if like grandma dies making tea, does she just carry her teapot north and that's it?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad that they're able to drink tea. That was my main concern.
It's very important in the north.
Very important, yeah.
I mean,
If I were to
it's
tell me
chilly.
anything,
Sleepy time.
yeah. Yeah, they do need that chamomile tea.
You know, maybe they're just migrating north for their like the true eternal sleep. Maybe it's nothing wrong.
Maybe it's nothing that we had to. Yeah,
Maybe they're like, hey, we'll just get out of the way. Don't mind us.
exactly. Yeah.
They're like,
It
hey,
feels
nice
lit.
shot.
I feel
Cool
like it
crit,
feels
bro.
lit.
That was a great job killing me. I'll just get out of your way. Have fun dungeoning.
The undead raise and they're like, man, I died in a dump. Let's go north. I've heard it's nice up there.
This place sucks. I don't want to die here.
This is where my family put me to rest eternally. Yeesh.
You get up north. Hey, Dad, what the fuck?
You're dead too.
Oh, that'd actually be so sad. Imagine like one person's like, "I'll sacrifice myself for you." Gets up there, turns out sacrifice means nothing. Their death meant nothing.
Oh
Womp
man.
womp, you know. Bringing down the vibes.
Rachel, now you've upset Jeremy.
I'm sorry. Do you
What'd
want
I
to hear a
do?
joke?
Yes.
Do you want to hear? Okay. What's the most depressed state in the United States?
What?
The state of Missouri.
Oof. Thank you.
Mhm.
Excuse me. That joke fucking kills.
Rachel, have you heard the joke about gaslighting?
No.
Yes, you have.
Uh.
You have, though.
Okay, this time I truly do mean it. I'm done with this helmet.
No more triangles.
Well, I've gone over it so many times with paint. I can't get the full yellow out, but I'm happy with what I have right now.
And you didn't draw a 1 anywhere on there, right?
One's kind of smushed on there, so
You included it?
huh?
That's just bad luck. Why even risk it?
If you're trying to get yellow really vibrant, as weird as it sounds, if you paint pink and then yellow on top of it, it just pops.
Oh no, I want to get rid of the yellow that used to be my triangles. But I can only get rid of so much, so I'm just keeping it the way that it is because it's not my real helmet, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put it on my head. There we go. All right, I'm back. I'm focused. I really want to make a Project Zomboid, like one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like zombies.
Oh, hardcore zombies. Build 42 might be coming out before Christmas, but I think Build 42 in its current state does not support multiplayer. So that's
yeah.
kind of sad.
I hate him. I hate him so.
That's right. There's all the motivation you need, Jeremy.
I hate him so goddamn much. Fuck him, fuck you, fuck Patrick, fuck Cranko. Hate Cranko. Stupid ass
This is
goblin.
Reese Foot Godrod.
In another life, I hate you. In all universes, I hate you.
Well, I think we know Jeremy's character's goals and motivations now.
You know, he one of his raiding parties attacked the people I was leading and killed them.
Easily. Definitely.
I was able to kill some goblins and they ran away, but not before they killed a lot of people I was leading. I hate him. He's a dirtbag.
Are we lucky enough that perhaps some of the Goblin Kings are not all goblins and are nice? Perhaps maybe David Bowie-esque.
I mean, I don't know if they're full-blown David Bowie-esque Goblin Kings, but there could be nice goblins.
I'll
I don't
take
think
that.
they'll be as majestic, though.
Or a human that claims that he's a goblin and somehow convinced all the goblins around him.
Very doable. He's just a large goblin. A bald bugbear.
He's a large goblin with a skin condition.
Too much sunlight.
Oh, look at that booger boy.
I think I'm gonna have to call it. I need to go eat dinner, and I'm very tired.
That's fair.
Night, Summer.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you for sharing your world ideas. Talk to y'all next week.
Summer.
Bye.
Night.
Oh, I'm tired too.
I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna dip out as well.
Me too. It was nice talking with y'all.
Everybody have a
hanging out.
wonderful evening.
Don't tell me what to do.
You have a good evening and you'll like it.
Ah.
Bye.